My name is Zina, and I'll be hosting a brand new podcast called Child Sexual Abuse Prevention by Zina. This podcast will focus on preventing child sexual abuse for children of all ages. Yep, I'm even talking about your 6-foot kids under 18. Some of the topics we'll cover is how and when to report child sexual abuse, how a sex offender targets your child, body safety speech for all ages, setting up a secret code word between you and your child, making others aware you and your child have discussed body safety, children acting out on children, child advocacy centers, and much, much more. This podcast is for any adult who cares about kids. Parents, foster parents, adoptive parents, educators, youth serving organization staff, daycare workers, church staff, volunteers, mommies, daddies, aunts, uncles, grandparents, any adult. You may not even have kids, but you care about them. Again, any adult who cares about kids, this podcast is for you. Based on statistical data and knowing 1 out of 10 children are victims and know that our kids grow up, I know there's some listeners, male and female, who are survivors of this horrific crime against our children. To you listeners, I am so sorry this happened. It was not your fault. You did nothing wrong. Regardless of what the offender may have told you, who was probably not a stranger to you and your family. And I hope in some way that this podcast will help you. My new podcast will be dropping on Thursdays starting in April, which is Child Abuse Awareness Month, as well as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Shoot me an email at csapreventionbyzina@gmail.com, all lowercase. I'm tossing it out there again, csapreventionbyzina@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. If there's something you would like me to include that you feel other adults need to know about child safety, connect with me and let's discuss it. I may just add it to the show. The first episode will provide you with additional information on me so you'll know who you're listening to, which will include my extensive background in protecting kids, statistical data on child sexual abuse, and some child safety websites that you can go to on your own and navigate, completely free. And of course, we'll be discussing child safety. Most of my podcast will be 20 to 30 minutes, maybe a little longer with a guest or if I get on a roll. The bottom line is, whether you listen to my future podcast or not, please learn about child sexual abuse prevention from somewhere. We have to protect our kids. I will leave you with this. We know who our children are. We do not know who the offenders are. And believe me, most of them are not strangers to our children or their families. Have a super rest of the day. Be safe. Take care of those youngins. Episode 1 is coming out soon.